Alright, so I'm going to do a quick video on this HP Pavilion DM3. Specific model is DM3-1002XX. Okay, so first thing you want to do is remove the battery. Just slide this over. When you do that, this will come up. You can lift it out just like that. Alright, this has an aftermarket battery, so I don't know, it doesn't have any useful stuff on it. It just says DM3. Okay, so I guess if you search for it, search DM3 battery. I did remove a bunch of the screws already, so let me see here. This was a while ago. I took it apart so I could do it quicker, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can remember any other ones. Okay, there's a 6th screw here that holds the keyboard. Then we got to take these plates off. Okay, so undo these screws. And then you can lift the plates out, just like that. Alright. Just like this. This one had a bad charge port, so we're basically just going to do that. Remove the 2 screws here for the hard drive. On this model, they were silver screws. And then move the 2 screws here. Try and keep all the screws in order because they are different lengths, different sizes, different shapes. So I pull this, the hard drive out with my screwdriver like this. You can use these tabs, but usually I find they're flimsy, so I don't do that. You can also try and pull from up here and push it back just like that, okay? So these tabs I kind of just use to help me get the hard drive out. Alright, once you got those out, then, okay, so we did the 2 screws here, the 2 hard drive screws. There's another 1 screw that's in here. And then you got another screw here and another screw here. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So there's 1 here. Let's see, am I missing something? You got the 2 screws here. I think that's all. So I think this laptop, when I was opening it, it was actually missing a bunch of screws. So just from looking at it, I'm assuming that's where the screws used to be. Okay, the type of RAM we got is 2 gigs. This is a PC3, so DDR3, was that 8500 or 6500S? I don't remember what. DDR3 8500. Okay, so DDR3 PC3 8500S. So if you need the RAM, that's what it is. I'm sorry, it's really blurry. I'm using the camera in like super wide view mode. So yeah, it's gonna be blurry. I'll try doing a HD mode later, but I need to attach like another screen so I can see what I'm recording. So for now I'm doing this mode. Okay, so let's see here. We got the antennas. I'm not gonna take any of this out because I just need to do the charge port. But just like every other model, you pull up from the tails, it'll pop out, and then you can push it back down. There's 2 screws that hold it in place. It'll come up at an angle, you can pull it out. Same with this card here. I'm not sure what this is for, maybe Bluetooth. And then you got a CMOS battery here. Excuse me. Alright, once you got all of that stuff out, we're gonna flip it over. Okay, so we'll flip that over. Open up the screen. So this camera, I'm surprised it's so the wide view is so amazing. Like the screen's open and my camera's about that far away from it, a little over an inch, maybe 2 inches. So that's pretty crazy. You can see the whole thing when it's that close. Anyways, so to remove the keyboard, you need a thin pry tool like this. Okay, so just pop it up like this. Alright, so hopefully this video isn't too fuzzy, but you can kind of tell what I'm doing. Alright, then pop up the little clip here. Right, then let's see, let's pop up this clip here for the trackpad. Alright, then I believe this you can leave on there. I'm going to disconnect this little cable. Just to be safe, you can disconnect all the cables, but I'm trying to see just what's connected to this. So we'll disconnect these. This little cable is really difficult to get with like a pry tool or fingernail, so I kind of hold the wires and then it actually let me push it that way, but usually I just pull it out if it doesn't come out. Alright, then wiggle this one, and then you got this. I'll just disconnect that even though I probably don't have to remove it. All right, once you got all those things unlatched, okay, then you want to tip the computer up like this. Let's see if I can, is it this way? Okay, so in here, this layer, let's see if I can show that. It's hard to do it while it's laying down, but this layer here, you can get your fingernail or pry tool underneath, and then you can kind of lift it up, just like this. All right, so let's see here. All right, there we go, and then you kind of just wiggle it and pull it out. So here you can see the only cables you needed to remove were this one, the trackpad cable, and this cable. So this cable is, I'm not sure what this is for. Maybe there's like a touch button or a light there, and another cable here. I don't know what these things are for. There may be some antennas or something. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, you didn't have to remove that, and you actually also didn't have to remove this one. Okay, so I'm going to leave these connected. This seems to be the fan connector, the one I'm putting back right now. So that's the fan connector. So if you needed to change the fan, that's that. You got the wireless antennas going through the board. You got the speaker connector here that runs along this whole bar. You got this connector here for the LEDs up front. And then you got this connector here. I think this just connects all these USB things to this board. But I'm not, oh, it connects underneath on this side. All right, so it connects the USB ports, the wireless switch, the power button, and all that good stuff. All right, you got the fan here, so you can remove that, and then you got the LCD cable here. So if you're gonna remove the LCD connector, I should have mentioned it earlier, but you take out the battery and then hold the power button. The power button is attached here, so that's a good thing. You can actually hold the power button switch down, so that way you drain any power that was in the remaining in the computer. Okay, so I just want to check the charger actually. So I bought a replacement charge port, so we're gonna test that. And that's pretty much all. So if this doesn't work, then it's kind of like we'll consider this not repairable because it's such an old computer. It's probably not worth doing. So when I plug this in, nothing is happening. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. When I wiggled it around, it turned itself on. So right now it's not turning on. Kind of takes some messing around with. It looks like the charger cable is actually underneath the computer. Let me try one thing, because it looked like it did turn on after I left it a while. So I don't know if it's because I left it a while or because I moved it. Yeah, so right now it's not turning on. Move this around. Okay, now it's turning on, so let's see if the computer actually turns on. Yeah, so it's definitely a charger issue. The computer turns on. I just have to bend it a certain way. So hopefully once I replace this, then it will work. So like I was saying, we need to replace the charge port, and it looks like they did this a stupid design that I have to take the whole computer apart. Usually these videos, these computers are very old and people don't repair them anymore, so this is kind of gonna be, this video is probably not gonna really help many people, but we'll do it anyways. Alright, just disconnect all these cables. Disconnect this cable as well. This one is, I believe it's for like the camera or something, because it goes into the screen. So there's a camera or webcam cable. Alright, just wiggle it. Don't try and pull straight back or you can damage it. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can leave the wireless, actually the wireless antennas I'm gonna have to take out, aren't I? Okay, so we'll pop up the wireless antennas here. Like I said, from the tail, just pop it up. Alright. This video, I guess, isn't gonna be very clear, but hopefully at least my explanation will be clear enough along with what you can see. I guess it's kind of good that it's not too clear too, because then you can see like other people's serial numbers and stuff, and sometimes people worry about that, even though I don't know what people would do with other people's serial numbers. Alright, so let's unroute this. So it goes underneath these little gold spring-loaded things. So you need to route the wires out from there. Try and lift up the golden part because you don't want it to scrape the antenna and damage it. Okay. Alright, just like that. So we'll just lift those up. Looks like the cable goes out this way. Alright. It goes back this way. Goes back this way. Alright, so we got the cable out. And then this LCD cable connector, you got to get your fingernail in between, or I guess you can wiggle this side if you can grab the cable. And then you kind of just wiggle it out. Let's see, how is it stuck on there? Should just be to wiggle it out. I'll try and use my fingernails here, just like this. Yep, okay, there we go. Usually I don't like pulling on the wires unless that's the only way, so that can damage them. Alright, so then we got the speaker cable. Same thing, just get in between and wiggle the cable, the connector. Alright, just keep wiggling it. If you can't do this with your fingernails, you can grab the wire like this. Try and grab as close to the connector as you can, and same thing, just keep wiggling it. And keep wiggling, and it will pop out, okay? Don't try and yank really hard because you will damage the cable that way. Alright, now we'll remove the screws for the board. There's one there, there's two down here. Alright, these screws are a bit tough to remove. These all do use the PH1. I think a few of the screws on the inside might use a PH0 or a J0, but for the most part they'll use a PH1 screwdriver. Okay, let's see, we got another screw here. I'm gonna actually mark these so I can remember where they got pulled from. So we're gonna mark this one, mark this one, mark this one. Okay, mark this one. Alright. Usually a lot of the computers, they'll pre-mark it, but they didn't do it on this, so I marked it myself. Alright, we'll pop this one out. I have a feeling someone opened this and worked on it before because there's lots of random stuff written on it. So if I'm missing some screws, I'm sorry. I don't know what should be here because I haven't seen this model before. Alright, it looks like I have to remove the wireless card from under here because it's holding it in place. So I'll close the screen again, close it gently since there's no middle plate helping hold it in place. Alright, so it looks like we have to remove this card because it's getting caught. Alright, this one's a little tricky to remove because there's not much slack, so I'll get underneath with my screwdriver and pop it up. Alright, we'll remove the two screws for this wireless card. Okay, just like that. Lift up the wireless card at an angle, and then you can wiggle it out, just like that. Alright, hopefully that should be good enough to remove this. I don't think, oh actually, I think this wireless card might be caught as well. So we'll also remove this wireless card just to be safe. Alright. Got that. Now that's lifted, wiggle that out. Oh, it's not caught on anything, so I'm going to actually leave this wireless card in there. Okay. Alright. If I end up having to take it back out, I'll feel dumb, but it looks like it's not holding on to anything on this case. Alright, so we'll flip it back over. Open this back up. Remember, there's that one cable here underneath holding this board here, so be careful with that. Let's see if we can lift this out. I might have to take the speakers out as well. Okay, yeah. So this board, it looks like it has all these connectors caught on it, so we have to lift from this side. So we will have to remove this connector. I'm going to see if I can remove this side first. Or is it taped on? Okay, it's taped on, so I'm going to remove it from this side. Let's move this tape out of the way. Alright. Lift the board up slightly and then try and pull this cable out. No, that's going to be a pain. It'll be easier to lift this up. Okay, so just be very careful peeling the adhesive on this. Okay, just like that. And then we can pull this connector out. There we go, just like that. I think we're going to have to remove the speakers, so I will take the speaker screws out. Hopefully you can see. Yep. Okay. I'll put that screw out. Get this screw out, and then this third screw. I don't think these other two are these other three are holding it. But so we got those 3 screws out, and is the speaker? Yep. Okay. So now we got the whole speaker assembly out. There we go. And now let's see. Hopefully this will lift up without any issues. Again, remember this cable's connected on this side, but we disconnected it. So let's see. It feels like it's caught on something. Did I forget something? I don't see anything underneath holding it in place. Right, wireless card's not holding it in place. So I don't know. It's stuck. It's stuck on something definitely, but I don't see anything. Let's see here. I don't want to just force it out. Maybe there's like a slight adhesive stuck to it. Oh, I see. Silly me. Okay, the fan, this heatsink thing I believe is caught there. So let's remove the fan as well. Alright, let's get the fan out. I see a screw down there. I'm not sure that's holding anything except that silver metal plate. So let's see. Is this what's stopping it from going anywhere? Take the fan out, and then the heatsink hopefully can come out. Oh, it's caught on this. What are these metal pieces for? Let's try removing these 2 screws next to the heatsink. Okay. I don't know if that's holding anything, but might as well. I think it's holding the side panel. Okay, yeah. So this allows you to move the side panel out of the way slightly, and then you can lift this whole piece up. Okay. There we go. So make sure to keep the antennas out of the way. Route them out of the way. Alright, so pull these wireless antennas out. Okay, you might have to remove this board to make it easier to put those wireless antennas back. And then now we can remove the board, it looks like. Okay, so now we got the board out, and we got the charge port that's here, as well as the Ethernet port. So they're both connected there. I'm just going to remove the charge port connector, so that's this one. So I'm just grabbing it and wiggling it to pull it out. Okay. Alright, so now we got the charge port connector out, and this piece just comes out just like that. So we'll get the replacement charge port. Make sure you line it up the same way. So this little niblet thingy goes to the inside, and then the exposed pins goes to towards the outside of the computer. Okay, so we will plug this one back in. Alright. I don't want to pull out the Ethernet card too, so I'm being lazy. But let me see if I can show you what's on the other side, if you're curious. So I will flip this. Alright, and here you can see there's not really anything you can do. If you want, you can redo the thermal paste here. But other than that, yeah, there's not much else. Since I have this flipped over, I might as well just brush off the dust. Alright, use this thing to blow all the dust away. Okay, so now we got all that connected. We'll flip it back over. Make sure the wireless antennas remain on top. Okay, be gentle with the wiring, you don't want to damage it. And we're pretty much done. You just have to put all these wires back in. Okay, so you got the charge port, of course, so we'll put this down first. The charge port goes here, goes back into this slot. Okay, make sure it goes right side up. Alright, And then we'll tilt this upwards so that way we can get the charge ports and everything in place. Make sure the cables aren't getting caught underneath the board. Alright. Slowly set it down. Make sure everything is going into the right slots. Okay, make sure to pull this back as well. Okay, just like that. And you're pretty much done. You just got to put everything back the same way. So route the cables back here through the hole, route these cables back under there, and plug in everything, and you're good to go. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe because that'll help me. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Make sure also this cable is plugged in properly. Okay. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, see you guys. Bye.